Yes, here we go, FPL. This is FPL Addicts preview podcast, deadline stream, game week 38. We are here. I'm joined in the studio with Chazza Roberts. My name is Gilles. This is the final podcast of the season. We're ready. Chazza, we made it.
We genuinely did. And can I just say, before I get into all topics for this final game week, I want to give you a massive thank you for providing me the opportunity to come onto his platform through the course of the season. I've had so much fun, and a massive thank you to you for your work behind the scenes, because none of this would be possible without what you do.
Oh, legend. Thank you very much, mate. And obviously, thank you to you. Kudos to you, my friend. And obviously, of course, the FPL Addicts members who have been on all throughout the season, in and out, of course. And give or take, they've got kids everywhere. Back in the UK, Reverend Reedy can't make it on tonight. And today it is Sunday in the UK, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Very difficult. And it's this time of the night in Melbourne. We're obviously, what are we on now? We're on 20 to 10. The only time we could both get on, but it is the deadline stream. We had to jump on to make sure this is possible. If you are new around here, please do give us a like, jump in the comments, hit the subscribe button would be wonderful. Help us spread the word of FPL Addicts. We are sponsored by Bonus Bank and powered by Esports Live. We do appreciate you, all our fans and members across the world, UK, Australia, and all over. But listen, we are here for one thing only, and that is to preview this game week, the final game week. We know this is a chaos round of fixtures. There is still obviously plenty to play for if you are in the teams in the bottom of the league, but in the Premier League. But in FPL, there is lots to play for. Mini leagues to be won, championships to be won, stars to put next to your name for titles, as well as Manager of the Week awards, Manager of the Month awards. What are you playing for? Let us know. The cups are on as well. If you're in a cup final, let us know. There are mini league cups all over the place. I'm in a couple of finals. Chaz, are you in any finals?
I'm not in any finals. So I'm just here to beat my personal record, to be honest. I need 73
are you
points.
On track? Oh, wow, you're on track.
Yes, 73. It's just a big ask for a final game week. I fell 5 points short last season of beating the season I had 2 years ago.
Isn't it crazy that this is it's probably not, it's obviously not going to be your best season, right?
Definitely not.
Definitely not your best season. And yet you're going to smash your points tally potentially.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe.
So your best ever one, is that what you got your best ever rank as well, or not?
It would have been, I think, yeah. Because it's 2,390 points, which was, that wasn't actually my best rank of all time. 2,390 was 2 seasons ago, and I finished just outside the top 100k. 2,318 points was where I got my rank 32k worldwide, which is the current score I have right now. But the only difference is I'm ranked 940,000th in the world, so just done inside the top million.
Wow! So it just goes to show, right? How many managers are now playing the game, but how many are playing it seriously as well, right? What a tough season it's been. I'm just looking through my cups now.
Yes, I heard you.
Shout out. Oh, I'm in a couple actually. So a big shout out to the FPL side net. Obviously, we had Peterson on the podcast this season. We've obviously joined him at a couple of FPL socials too. I'm in his grand final. I'm playing against the legend Donald Breslin, who has joined us at FPL Social as well. So I'm in the grand final of his cup, the FPL Side Net Podcast Cup. So shout out to you guys, and come on the Gilles Killers against Donald. And then where else? We're up the Fantasy 606 Select Cup. So obviously the FPL Addicts, we've been on the podcast for the BBC 606 Fantasy. Ali came on ours at the start of the season too. So I'm in that little mini league, and I'm in against Jonathan Woodgate, who, if you're fully aware, Jonathan Woodgate, centre back for Leeds United back in the early 2000s, over to Real Madrid, a Galactico, injury prone as, so he didn't play too many games. And then also he finished up at Newcastle, and he was at Middlesbrough recently. I think he left the job there, and he went back as assistant to Michael Carrick, possibly. But yeah, it's so I'm up against him in that final of the Cup of the 606 one. So I might try and get a bit of silverware, Chazza.
Yeah, and also the chance to win our mini league too, which is probably deserved considering you've been leading for majority of the campaign.
Yeah, well, I think, to be fair, Elliot, I made a move a couple of weeks ago, didn't I? It kind of paid off. Let's bring up that mini league. So we might as well let's have a look at it, mate.
Where we start. I know we're on limited time tonight for understandable reasons, but could I ask, what role has it played in terms of the scoring being so much higher across overall fantasy managers within the last couple of seasons? Do you feel that it's because of more double game weeks, because of more obvious captain picks?
I think there's more. I think there's a good number of things. I think the ones you just said are good ones, actually. I think the more obvious one I'd say is that the content available and the content out there. Obviously, podcasts like us, not necessarily us for advice, right? But I think there's a lot more content out there to go and get your picks and find out who to pick each week, and a bit more knowledge out there on playing the game. So there's a lot of veterans, FPL veterans out there too. So I think that's a big part to play. But then you put that on top of all the extra players who are bringing their own kind of knowledge and way of playing the game, and combine all that together, then all of a sudden you find yourself with the biggest score you've ever got and further down the pecking order. And of course, a bit of luck. Yeah,
that's right. So let's have a look at the snapshot in terms of a mini league. You're top at the minute by, I think I just checked, was it
12 points, mate? 12
points.
12 points. Yeah. Elliot Craig is just behind me in second place. So I'm on 2,411, which is obviously a PB for me as well. Sitting 338k.
That is pretty good this season. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It's been tough. So I think it's pretty good so far. I mean, 2 seasons ago during COVID first year, 2021, when we started FPL Addicts, well, when the podcast went live on air, I think I finished like 250 possibly, and that was less points. So it's been tough to navigate. But Elliot's breathing down my neck. Obviously, I took over him maybe about 4 weeks ago, and after I did my free hit, I think it was. So he's on 2,399, 60 points. So he's 60 points for the game week, but 12 points behind me. Sitting in third, Reedy's Renegades, third place.
Reedy's bounced back strong after a slow start in the first half of the season. I give him a lot of credit.
It's a bit like his pace on the pitch as well, mate. It's slow start.
Yeah. A quick tip just on this: who finishes on top and who takes a wooden spoon in this?
Well,
I think say yourself.
Well, listen, I'm going to back myself. I'm hopefully not going to do an Arsenal and bottle it. It could happen. However, we'll see what happens. I think the wooden spoon is after your recent form, Chazza. So at the 6th in the league. So I'll just go Reedy 6 on 2,377. Ollie Walker Peel 2,319.
Yeah, that's tight.
Balls of Steel, Chazza Roberts 2,318, 1 point behind Ollie. And then 18 points ahead of Mikey, who's sitting bottom of the FPL Addicts podcast mini league on 2,300. He's had a stinker over the last month. Last 4 weeks been horrific for him. But Chazza, you've hit some fine form, mate, and sitting 18 points above him now. A bit of breathing space.
Yeah, well, they call me for Nottingham Forest because as it stands, I'm currently avoiding the relegation battle at the moment. It's whether I can officially get it done today. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it? Do you think you can handle it? Can you handle it?
I think I can hold it off. I was going to say maybe Ollie finishes last, but I think it's going to stay as it is.
Well, that'd be a big swing, though. That'd be pressure. That'd be a lot of pressure then. If Mikey, that means Ollie's got to do a lot wrong to do that.
Yeah.
But listen, it's tight. It's tight in there. It is game on for this last game week. A lot can happen in our mini league, so I think it's a bit more exciting than the Premier League at the minute. We know we know the champions of the Prem. We know who's finishing Champions League. We don't know who's been relegated, but and that's where the excitement still happens. Whereas our league is still very much open. There's me, OL, Reedy. If me and Elliot we had proper stinkers, we could lose it. But I think the bottom half of the table pushing onwards is going to be the interesting one for sure. In our one between you, Rev, and Ollie. You'll enjoy that. Will you take 5th or will you take 4th? Where would you like to finish?
A 4th would be excellent, but I wouldn't mind taking out 5th too, because there was definitely a stage this season where I was genuinely this close from certain to finishing last, but then I rescued myself in decent style.
I must admit, what's changed? Have you had a bit of luck? Is that what has happened, or have you just made some better decisions?
A bit of luck has helped, but on the luck side, the triple captain last week and Erling Haaland did not help. Only the one assist in the 2 game weeks. Callum Wilson captain pick definitely did the week before. A couple of good transfers every now and then, but a lot of points lost this season.
Yeah, I think Mikey's recent picks haven't gone too well, and that's why he's found himself toward. Well, he's rock bottom at the minute, and you've kind of gone clear now. So hats off to you, mate. So yeah, it is game on. What I'll do as well, I'll just go around the grounds with a couple of our members leagues as well. So it is game on in the members league for bragging rights. Donald has been top pretty much, in and out all season, but Matt McKay looks like he's kind of bottled that top of the league, because Donald is now ahead by 2 points in the members league. So he has made a late surge, and he's made some big moves to get himself top of this league. So Donald's been super strong in the last recent weeks. Sorry, my mistake here. Matt McKay is still top. Donald is 2 points behind and chasing him. So it's very close. So yeah, Donald's putting the pressure on. Matt McKay a bit shaky in recent weeks. That difference now has gone to 2 points. So I'm pretty sure Donald is going to be making this move now to get top of the league. So it'd be ultimate bragging rights. In the public league, Thomas Yates, 2,607 points, a monstrous score. Unbelievable by him. A man. Senna is second, and he's 47 points off. So I'm saying Thomas Yates is going to be crowned public league champion this season, I think, unless something outrageous happens with the chips or of some sort. In the women's league, Mira starting first, but that lead is 10 points. She's
so it's not bad.
2,579. So 10 points. She has to make sure and get it, and put it in the back of the net and make sure this week no nerves. And in the head-to-head mini league, Donald is up there versus Darren Wickham. So it's going to be interesting between them two, because it's like a playoff for the winner of that comp. So it's not a cup, but it's just a playoff, like a grand final in there. It's a bit like Champions League. So the head-to-head mini Donald versus Darren Wickham. So good luck to everyone in those leagues. Fingers crossed you can take it out and see how you finish. But yeah, listen, we're going to get into the preview for fixtures this week. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use through our sponsor, Bonus Bank. They've got a fantasy football tool that you can use for free. It's been great this season. It's been helped with some picks and just give us a bit more perspective on what we can do and some different options. So they look at all the different probabilities from all bookies across the world, bring them all together to create some probabilities for what can happen. So clean sheet probabilities this week. This is an interesting one. Everton versus Bournemouth, clean sheet for Everton, 41%. So both been dreadful recently. Obviously, Everton had a freak score. Bournemouth have some great form just to get them safe, but dropped off slightly in the last couple of weeks. Be interesting to see from Everton who you'd be picking there. But 41% the bookies are saying. Arsenal versus Wolves. Arsenal down as a 40% chance. I think that's a pretty given one. Good opportunity there. Get some Arsenal assets. A lot of people have still got free hits, have been saving this as well, so it'll be an interesting one to put in there. Maybe the back three. Crystal Palace versus Forest are the third favourites on 36%. So we got it's a good fixture from that as well. Like some Mitchell, Gahey, possibly in thoughts. Top three place to score probabilities anytime. Of course.
So could I have a guess?
Oh, go on then. In third place, go on.
Third place, I'm going Mo Salah.
Third place is Mo Salah. 46% chance against Southampton. That could be. We'll obviously talk about the fixtures.
Is he third place?
He's third place, 46.
Second would be Harry Kane. If I'm
incorrect.
Erling Haaland.
Incorrect.
Second place.
Harry Kane is not in the top three.
Wow. I've got an astonishing fact about him on Captain's Corner later on, because that really bemuses me.
Are you going to have another guess? Give you one more guess. It's a player. It's a player I'm looking at this week, if not already.
Eberechi Esse?
It is Gabriel Jesus.
Jesus, okay, yeah, right.
Against Wolves, home fixture against Wolves, 47% chance.
He
I think
does.
on paper looks tasty. And in first place, Erling Haaland, the Nordic
Haaland,
Meat
yeah,
Shield,
right.
49% chance. So thank you to Bonus Bank for helping that. And obviously with your guesses there, and they've thrown a couple of different ones in there, Jesus in there. So it's something else to think about for your choices in your picks. It is free to use. Jump in the comments, in the caption below to find out the details about how to access that free tool. There is a link on there. Go Chazza.
This is what's good about Game Week 38 every season. You pick out the sides who have really appealing home fixtures, and it's genuinely a free hit. Use all the possible free transfers at your disposal, and there's a lot of movers and shapers within the final game. It's how I just call it a punt-centric type game week.
I love it. And great point as well. We are going to look at some of these fixtures now, previewing. Thank you for joining us if you are watching online.
Now, who's
live
joining tonight? Who thought it was a good idea too?
Yeah, let's see who's on the deadline stream. Jump in the comments, say hello, ask for any advice. We'll give you nonsense back, but it might be something to think about what moves not to make. And if you're struggling, or let us know if you're in any cup finals, if you're playing for your mini leagues, jump in the comments, let us know. We are here to have a quick chat with you guys before this deadline hits. You haven't got long to go at all. 2 hours till deadline, Chaz. We are, 2 hours to go. Some final picks, final moves being made by people in there. Fixtures wise, first up, let's say it's all in alphabetical order, of course, because the kickoff times all at the same time.
Alphabetical order. It's elite.
It's so good. First up, Arsenal versus Wolves.
Good
now
fixture.
on paper, great fixture. Arsenal, as we know, second place in the league. Unbelievable. Your team, they've been overachieved this season. They've been fantastic. They just didn't have enough in the end. Didn't have enough experience. Young squad, exciting. We've been blown away by Ødegaard, random captain pick this season for Arsenal. Didn't see that one coming. Been unreal.
Well, there's a lot of assets managers probably couldn't foresee at the start of the season. One, him being, but also the rise of Gabriel Martinelli, if anyone has been
massive. Yeah, and Saka's shown his pure quality. Yeah. And you've seen live.
Well, I'll go through just briefly about my season so far. I'm not talking about FPL wise, but just the amount of nonsense I've somehow just done. I'll get to that shortly, but we need to carry on with fixtures, of course. We won't go through all of them, but Villa Brighton, I think Brighton could be on the beach type of game in this. I think Villa could get a good win.
No good for all our Brighton triple assets that we've majority of us all got then.
Recovering from, was it 2 double game weeks in the last 3 game weeks as well?
Crazy.
Yeah. I think some transfer outs might be occurring with one of those players.
So you're back in Villa for that one, obviously.
I think so.
Yeah, back in that one. But your Arsenal then, are you picking any players that you should be picking? Some people on obviously free hits, making last minute moves.
I'll go Ødegaard.
Ødegaard, good. What about Jesus?
Jesus, he's another one too.
Defense. I think Saka, what about any defensive assets as well?
I'm not fancying any defensive assets for final day. I don't think we're up to standard anymore defensively.
Yeah.
Brentford, Man City. Brentford are the only side to have won at the Etihad this season. So that could be quite an interesting game. Man City with fair bit of rotation heading into the Champions League final too.
So, yeah, big rotation. What about the big man, Haaland?
Well, I think he starts, but I'm not so certain of him scoring a goal today.
Scores, comes off. Yeah. I'd be interested to see what happens in Captain's Corner, mate, whether he's in there. But Fadzil, who's jumped in the comments, thanks for that, mate, and hope you're well.
Wouldn't be surprised. I think this is a good game for Alvarez, if anyone.
That's a shout. That's a great shout.
Chelsea, Newcastle, briefly. I think Chelsea fans just cannot wait till the end of today's game. I think Newcastle could have a good end to the season.
Yeah, I think there could be a couple of goals in there for them for Newcastle.
Yeah,
Callum Wilson.
Don't bench him.
Yeah, play him. Yeah, play him. 100%.
Palace, great fixture. Everton, they have to win today. I think they get the job done.
Do you think do you think they can step up and do it, and deliver it, Sean Dyche style?
Yeah, something like that.
Ain't no beach round Everton.
Leeds Spurs.
Spurs. It could be a goal fest. Could it be a goal fest?
Yeah, it really could be.
With both teams though, like just break.
It was
off
4-3 in November. Let's
Yeah,
not forget that.
that's it. Yeah, that's probably why it's in my head about being a goal fest. Yeah,
Mm.
it's it's pretty like Leeds obviously terrible in defence. Allardyce has even said that they're terrible, not enough quality. Spurs obviously can score goals. Kane, the man to do so, probably could single-handedly carry him. Could be 2-0 to Spurs at half time and 3-2 to Leeds by full time, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham win 5-1.
There you go. Just don't know what we're going to get, but
Yeah.
Kane would be the man in there, right? Yeah.
I think Leeds deserve to go down, to be honest. I hope I'm proving wrong.
I'm a United fan, so send them down. Leicester, West Ham.
United. Oh, yeah, Leicester.
Leicester, West Ham. Thoughts? Leicester for survival as well. Similar boat to Everton.
Yeah, they're going for it. I think Vardy could get a goal out of this game, but I don't think. I think Everton winning predicted might just hold Everton off and them getting relegated, unfortunately.
Listen, the Rev will be happy with that. So you're saying Everton survive, Leeds, Leicester
I think
down.
Everton survive. I think Leeds go down.
I feel like Leicester get a point. I feel like it'd be a draw.
Yeah.
Man United, Fulham. Is it? Yeah.
No, it's not enough at all.
Yeah, I feel like Fulham have obviously dropped off slightly. Obviously United, I think, can come in, play at home. I think, listen, I'm predicting a couple of goals here. It could be a 3 or 4-1, perhaps. I think Mitro, I don't know, bit different for him coming back in now after the big gap. It kind of ruined the season for Fulham and the momentum, right?
Yeah.
So I'm backing United for a couple of goals here. So I'm sure, no doubt, some big transfers have been made, bringing a certain person back into the lineup by managers.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. And then Southampton, Liverpool.
I think it
could be big.
Bloodbath.
Yeah.
I don't see Southampton taking up to him, unfortunately.
And Liverpool, are they back?
I think they could end the season really well. Yeah. They have.
They're scoring a lot of goals, right? Creating a lot. Trent looks unplayable.
Firmino starts, I think, in his final game.
Scores goals.
Is
it mad? Is it mad that they're not trying to keep him? Or they haven't done enough to keep him. They haven't done enough to keep him.
Oh, sorry. What was the question? I lost track.
I'm getting a bit excited about Firmino. I'm saying, have they not done enough to keep him? Because he scores goals and he still fits in the team, doesn't he? I know they try, obviously, the cycle and all that, and it's time to move on, but he scores goals.
He does. That's right.
Well, that is right.
Done well, covering all 10 fixtures.
Done. Right, end of the pod.
Well, have we just got to... You really want to end the pod early, don't you?
No, I don't want to end the pod early. I've just got to go and pack. Coming back to Europe for those.
You go to Europe tomorrow after
mentioned on the pod. Right? Yeah, mentioned on the podcast last week. Back to the UK. Hopefully catching up with Rev and Reedy, Big Reedy in Liverpool.
Well,
and we'll go live if we do. If we're there, we'll go live and we'll do a season review over a couple of beers.
This was good because we did it the start of a new year. It would have been, and you orchestrated it. So this is what's happened to me in a nutshell this season on the pod. Come on, as a new member, you're on the recruiting frenzy. Make ridiculous odds on captains most weeks. Do a captain's corner segment. Somehow meet all members in person in one season, including Rev and Reedy. Go to 3 Premier League games, 2 of them being on Boxing Day. Watch Rev get humiliated at Goodison Park, all in one season. You're mute.
I'm muted somehow. I don't know what's going on with Mike. That's some season you've had, mate.
Yeah. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I wouldn't want it any other way. That experience, not just meeting the two in person, but also I just think going around the town of Everton was massive. But I liked also the challenge of going from one stadium to another in the one day.
I don't think I've known many people to actually do that, Chaz. So it was pretty impressive, if I'm honest. It was a hell of an effort, and I bet you were knackered doing it. But all for the food and all for the football, right?
All for football, but also all for the scran as well.
Football scrans are the best. Nothing like
it is, isn't it? And Blackpool still have best fish and chips, so
they do, mate. They hold the current certificate for it. I'll be having them on Tuesday, mate. Tuesday chippy tea.
Oh, can you send me a photo, please?
Mate, I'll post a picture on FPL Addicts, Instagram and Twitter for it.
I can't wait for your takeover.
Could be good. Could be good.
Yeah,
a few beers in.
Yeah, a few beers.
Well, Well, if I make it to the AC Milan game next Sunday in Milan, I'll be going live there as well. We'll see.
That would be
we'll
impressive.
see.
I like that.
Right, let's get on to preview.
Let's get on.
Chaz,
Come on.
I want
One
to know what you're doing with your team for Game Week 38, the season finale. How are you going to get a Champions League place in the podcast mini league?
Right. Yeah. So this is a side at the moment, only one free transfer. I've got 0.5 in the bank. I'm not willing to do a hit because I want to do everything in my power to beat my personal best points tally across all the seasons I've played the game. And that is to get 73 points. Two options, a Haaland to a Harry Kane, because I am confident in owning Harry Kane, especially on the final day. More details to come during my captain's corner. Or do I take one of the Brighton midfielders out for a Crystal Palace talisman in Eberechi Esse?
Harry Kane is the one, mate. Get it done live on the pod. Make it happen.
Sure.
I think you've got a great front three there, mate. And with Kane, Watkins, and Wilson, I bloody love it. Yeah. I think that's easy. I think that's the easiest one. I think the big one for me this week is Mo Salah against Southampton. I think he's a massive player to own, and I think if you've got with Haaland, there's too much hesitation around him with it, so you might as well just make the transfer and get a guaranteed start out of Harry Kane.
Yeah. Oh, I'll see. It's an interesting one with the captain. Well, okay. About the front seven, I've got no issues with it, except which Brighton midfielder do you start?
Well, McAllister was rested last game, wasn't he? Was Matoma as well? Yeah, I think McAllister's your one that you start, and then if it can't see him being dropped again. So he's your one, mate. Matoma on as a sub, yeah. Like Newcastle could get a clean sheet at Chelsea.
That's the thing. I heard Shaw's got a back injury. But...
So yeah, Burn will come in for him anyway if he is out. But I think I'm pretty sure I saw a training picture of Shaw, or he was modelling the new training gear, one or the other.
Yeah, I've liked United's home form defensively in recent times too. I think they've been a lot better.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%.
So that's my team to end the season. What about you, Jack?
I like it, mate. See, I've actually made a mistake in mine. I did a double transfer, got a bit excited. So I actually took a hit. I took a hit.
Okay. Yeah. How are we going to end it with fireworks?
Yeah. So I had a few fires to put out, really, because last week I had, let's have a look. Who did I take out? So my transfer. So Anthony, I brought in. I was going to bring Ericsson in last minute, and I changed my mind. I backed Anthony. Ericsson would have got me 14 points, mind. And also, so it's gone to shit, really, in terms of that move. So Rashford's come back in, obviously after scoring as well. So straight away back in, Anthony in for him, only because Grealish is obviously, I don't think he'll play. So I've had to make that move. But then I also had who did I have? Yeah, I brought Jesus in as well because I think it's a great. I think it's a solid move to bring him in, start him top. Isaac, I think.
Isaac, yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, Isaac. I think it was. Yeah, Isaac. So he's come out. Jesus come in, taking a -4. I think the team looks good. If Shaw doesn't play, Dan Botman will come in. I think that's still pretty good against Chelsea. Yeah. Don't rate Chelsea at all. So I think Newcastle on good form, on a high, still have the Champions League securing that. They'll still want to try and finish third with the possibility that they can. Which is obviously an extra probably 5-10 mil in the bank for them. Not that they need any money, Newcastle, but I think it's I feel quite happy taking the hit. I think Wilson can score goals. Haaland, I wanted Kane, but I'm not prepared to take a -8.
No,
That's
I wouldn't.
My issue.
This is my question. Would you? So hypothetically, if it was for a -4, would you do it?
So yeah, so it'd be altogether so I'd have a -8 altogether, right?
Yeah, -8. But I'm not talking about the situation you have now. But
would I take a hit?
Yeah, would you take a hit?
Yeah, of course I would.
For Haaland to Kane.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I didn't have to make the Jesus move because I didn't think I needed Wilson and Isaac, I didn't want to, just in case one of them's rotated and Haaland's rotated, I'd be left with one striker. I think I'd be struggling. So I think it was worth the -4 for Jesus. But if I didn't have to do that, I would have gone Haaland for Kane, just like you just did, and taken the -4. So Rashford and Kane would have come in theory.
Okay. If you had Kane, would you captain him?
Oh, listen, my armband is already, as you can see, it's on Mo Salah. I'm either going Mo Salah or Rashford. However, Kane, super strong contender and definitely worth consideration. I would not dismiss him, mate. I would not dismiss him at all.
Yeah.
It could be one.
It's
I
a
just
solid
like.
team.
I think it's a strong team to finish. Listen, I hope Haaland makes, does the business. If not, Botman in for Haaland as well. That works. And then if Grealish plays, probably not. And then Henry. So if Haaland doesn't play, I'm more than happy Henry coming in, Rico Henry coming in, if everyone has to come in, right? So if Shaw doesn't play, Haaland doesn't play, and Grealish doesn't play, Botman and Henry in. Don't mind that, because if Haaland's not playing, Henry can play, right?
That's correct.
So I'm pretty safe in that, in the knowledge that hopefully City don't score a shitload of goals against Brentford without Haaland. So, yeah, listen, -4 going into the game week. Bit of advantage over to Elliot in that regard in terms of that one, but I think Jesus was too. I think he's a great pick for this week. I think he's due. I think he's due goals. I think Arsenal can finish on high. Jesus hasn't scored since he played against Chelsea, so he's only got 1 goal in the last 6. Not great in that respect, but I think he's just a top threat. And it just fits right in that Wolves game. I think they'll finish on high. They're playing at the Emirates. They've secured second place. Great season. Should feel good. Get the goals. Come on, Jesus. Get the job done. Come on. All right, Chazza. Final time of the season, mate.
Final time.
Please take us to Captain's Corner.
I shall do. Unfortunately, I just have to warn people, I don't actually have a son this week. Didn't get one in time. But if we've got a post-season one, I reckon I could whip something up in regard to just how the landscape has gone about.
You could do a review.
Yeah, it's just a season review. But let's go for a preview of the possible captain candidates of a final game week of the season. And what a ride it's been. And can I just say, I've had so much fun delivering this most weeks. Hope you guys tuning in have enjoyed it as much as I've created it. First one, Mo Salah, away at Southampton, already dead relegated, 7 goals and 3 assists in his last 10 league appearances against the Saints. But surprisingly, he blanked in their 3-1 home win in game week 16 over them. And coincidentally, that was also Nathan Jones's first game as Saints manager. However, Mo has tipped with sensational form in recent times, 3 goals and 4 assists in his last 5 league games. The Saints have genuinely been the worst side playing at their own home turf this season. Have scored an equal lowest total amount of goals along with Everton with just 15. Understandably, Harry Kane away at Ellen Road facing Leeds. He has scored in the final day of the campaign in each of the last 5 seasons. And he has a competition high of scoring 9 goals on the final day too through the course of his career. If he scores, he will equal Andy Cole's record of scoring in 26 Premier League matches this season. In addition, he got a goal and an assist in Tottenham's reverse fixture in November, which was also in game week 16, proving a 4-3 win. In Leeds, they've conceded the most goals of any side in the division with 74, which is on average 2 goals per game. Third and fourth, quickly on this, 2 curveballs. We've gone for a double trouble in this instance. Eberechi Esse from the Pride of South London for Crystal Palace. They're at home to Nottingham Forest, in which today's opponents for them have secured safety with a 1-0 home win over Arsenal. Let's face it, Forest by far the worst away side in the league this season. They've lost 13 of their possible 18 away fixtures, and Eze has scored 32 points from his last 4 league games. He's been the biggest beneficiary playing under Roy Hodgson as caretaker Eagles manager with 7 goals and 2 assists in his 9 league appearances. And the other curveball is Martin Ødegaard, the Norwegian from North London, at home to Wolves. The last time out he played them at the Molineux, he scored a brace and came away with maximum bonus points, 16 points in their 2-0 away win. Arsenal also had a home game on the last day of the season, which was also a 5-1 home win to the mighty Toffees, who are themselves in a relegation battle. Martin Ødegaard also scored on that day. And that is curtains for this season on Captain's Corner. And to those that are tuned in, thank you so much. And may your arrow be green, but also your captaincy call.
Chazza. What a way to finish Captain's Corner and round that out for the season. Listen, mate, really enjoyed the Captain's Corner. What a great addition it's been to the podcast. Give him some incredible research and stats, and it's fully appreciated all the great work you're doing there. Would have liked a song, of course, because the songs have become a bit famous. So I think for the for a season review podcast, it may be. I think we could whip something up, right? And that might be from England.
Yeah, do it from the UK. Do it alongside Rev and Chris, and I'll be more than happy to join for a season review.
I love it. But yeah, incredible. Some great picks in there, and hopefully that helps with your picks for this game week. It's been a great season. It's not over yet. There is still a lot to play for in our mini league, particularly. But we do wish everybody all the best with their mini leagues and their campaign. Get those points up. Take a risk if you can. That's the excitement of FPL, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Chazza, you enjoy your night. I will be in touch from the UK, my man. I hope you enjoy the Premier League games tonight. And yeah, hopefully United get a win. Hopefully your Arsenal get a win as well, mate.
We hope so too. It's just one of the best days of every Premier League season. It really is. And before I sign out, I just want to say once again to you, Jack, pretty much this would not be possible without your work. You've been an absolute superstar. I know there's also been some weeks where it was challenging, in which Chris and Rev had to do the hosting duties, but crisis creates an opportunity, and we got the job done on those weeks too.
It's certainly right, mate, and it takes all of us. I'm sure on behalf of us all 6 of us who are part of the FPL Addicts, we've had a great time, and thank you to all our viewers for their continued support, and also our sponsors, Bonus Bank and Esports Live, for their contribution as well, which is truly significant for what we can and can't do on the pod. So yeah, thanks to you, Chazza. All the best, mate. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time on the FPL Addicts podcast.